in just the last 48 hours. Now, that's significant, but you look, I'm not cherry picking Adelaide as the place where we've had the most rain. For that, you're looking at a place like Uradla, who had 90 mils, Uradla, in just the 24 hours from Saturday to Sunday.
It'd be beautiful up there, though, in this weather.
It would be. Be spectacular.
As long as you can
go outside.
As long as you can still make it to the bakery to get one of those spicy lamb sausage rolls. Have you had one of them?
No, I haven't. But it sounds like I need to.
Unbelievable.
Mount Lofty had 63 in the same 24-hour period and have had 21 since, so they're up to 81 over the course of the last 48 hours. Woodhouse had that just in the first 48 hours. So then you go down on the to places like on the York Peninsula, actually got spared a lot of it. Wallaroo had 24. Port Vincent only had 12. Looking around Adelaide, you get a sense of where it fell most over that Saturday to Sunday period. Golden Grove had 23, so the north got spared a little bit. Burnside had 51, so you can sort of get a sense of how it moved across the city.
Burnside might have only had 51, but Burnside Village was underwater.
Yes.
It flooded yesterday morning at 3 o'clock in the morning.
So many places are flooded.
Crazy.
Someone's texted in, and I take this under advisement on the Automasters text line. Don't ask when the rain's going to stop. The farmers want it to keep raining. Let's hope it rains in the right places. That's what we want. We're going to chat with the SES about all these overnight call-outs and get you right across the latest with regard to roads that are underwater and things as well. But if you spot anything, it's an important morning for you to help out your fellow South Australians. So call into 5AA Breakfast, 8223 0000, or text us on the Automasters text line with whatever you see out there, 0448 08 1395. There was no rain on the Queen's Parade in London. She emerged on the balcony of Buckingham Palace in an appearance that was, whilst highly anticipated, certainly not taken for granted, as she'd spent much of the Platinum Jubilee celebrations at Windsor Castle, not at Buckingham Palace, but she was there with Prince Charles, Camilla, along with Prince William and Kate, their children George, Charlotte, and Louis as well. The Queen wouldn't have been a celebration of the Queen without an appearance from the band Queen.
She's walking on fire.
Except that's not Queen.
That's Alicia Keys.
That's Alicia Keys.
Well, we all know what Queen sounds like.
Queen and her family have been a crucial part in working for the conservation
Richard Attenborough.
of our
David Attenborough.
green-
David Attenborough. Richard.
Another great 90 plus.
Elton.
How wonderful life is while you're in the world.
Diana Ross.
There's your Queen.
I mean, I knew they were there.
Yeah, that's right. I must admit, I really enjoyed watching this coverage over the weekend. I thought it was fantastic. I enjoyed it so much I got in trouble with my Republican wife, who was just rolling her eyes saying, can you please just stop crapping on about how great the Queen is? But I just thought it was terrific. Although, did it, particularly with her coming out on the balcony, is there an element of this where it feels like less of a celebration and more of a potential farewell?
Yeah, I think that's why it carries, it matters, and it's more emotional than it might otherwise be than just sort of some other marker in time. We're not going to get another significant celebration, you think?
No.
With the Queen. So it is massive. She put out a statement shortly after saying, when it comes to how to mark 70 years as your Queen, there is no guidebook to follow. It really is a first. But I have been humbled and deeply touched that so many people have taken to the streets to celebrate my Platinum Jubilee. While I may not have attended every event in person, my heart has been with you all, and I remain committed to serving you to the best of my ability, supported by my family. I've been inspired by the kindness, joy and kinship that's been so evident in recent days, and I hope this renewed sense of togetherness we felt for many years to come. I thank you most sincerely for your good wishes and for the part you have all played in these celebrations.
And I thought the humour of her appearance with Paddington Bear was very special.
Oh, we've got Paddington.
Perhaps you would like a marmalade sandwich. I always keep one for emergencies.
So do I. I keep mine in here. For later.
The party is about to start, Your Majesty.
Happy Jubilee, ma'am. for everything.
That's very kind.
And then
Great moment.
later on, you heard her tapping along to Queen's "We Will Rock You," tapping a teaspoon on the Wedgwood china. It was superb.
The 12 P-8A Poseidon aircraft that Australia has in its Air Force are all housed here in South Australia at Edinburgh. So we have, it's notable for people here in South Australia, and one of those flies into a dangerous situation. That's precisely what happened over the South China Sea on the 26th of May. A Chinese fighter plane, the Shenyang J-16, flew right up alongside one of these Poseidon aircraft that was doing surveillance. They're not typically armoured. They can do anti-submarine sort of missions, but they generally are used to keep an eye on things. It pulled up alongside of it, then flew directly in front of it, and here's how Australia's new Defence Minister, Richard Marles, explains what happened next.
At that moment, it then released a bundle of chaff which contains small pieces of aluminium, some of which were ingested into the engine of the P-8 aircraft. Quite obviously, this is very dangerous.
So they released chaff, flares, the sorts of the deterrents that you'd use if you're under missile attack, effectively. They are
so reckless.
Small little bits of aluminium that are used to throw off guided ordnance. There's no reason to pull in front of another plane and release that. Certainly one that's not ever going to be involved in some sort of air-to-air engagement. It's a Poseidon. It's like a big 737.
But just think this through. Imagine what would have happened. Well, what would happen if they shot one of our planes down?
Well,
I think there would be an immediate worldwide economic response along the same lines as what we've seen in Russia.
Yes.
Where everyone would just say, that's it, China, as far as trade goes, does not exist.
Yeah, I think that'd be
But
something
what would
like
that look like?
But I don't know if that's even possible. Because we've seen some have been serious with sanctions on Russia, more serious than others. Much of Europe's compromised because of their dependence on Russian gas. There'd be another version of that. I just don't know to what degree we could sanction China, but you're right. It'd tip the balance of the world in a direction that would be on the cusp of World War III.
Yeah, and it would be instant.
Instantly. So I just wonder in that scenario, is that high wire cowboy stuff? Has someone on that plane, one of those Chinese aviators, just said, this is funny? Or are they instructed to be deliberately antagonistic?
Yeah, exactly. Like, is it some ratbag pilot who's up there, he's got a reputation for being the wild and crazy guy of the South China Sea, or is it mandated policy?
You're right. There was metallic objects that flew into the engine. Now, apparently, reading some of the experts and engineers talk about this, the engine is designed to be able to take it. But, I don't know. If I was up flying next to someone, it wouldn't be a risk you'd want to take.
It just doesn't give a you-know-what, China, does it?
No.
Like, they just could not care less.
Mind you, I'm sure Chinese FIVEaa right now would be saying, why is an Australian plane flying in the South China Sea?
Well, we do it all the time, and
That's
we're allowed
right.
to. We're not actually in their waters.
No, I know.
They're international waters.
You know that, and I know that, but they don't consider it international waters.
They're about 300 k's south of China as well. Like, they're a very long way away from China.
It's an interesting
Down in
provocation.
Borneo.
Interesting provocation, that's for sure. Coming up to 18 minutes after 8, we're going to check traffic, and we'll come back with more from the SES in just a moment. Let's have a look at the traffic situation, though, which is dominated, of course, by the weather today. Jewellery and Fashions is closing with all garments now half price at 491 Portrush Road, Glenunga.
Thanks, Will. At West Beach, Burst Watermain, Tapley's Hill Road near West Beach Road. Left lane closed as you're heading towards the airport, seeing delays there. Paradise and other Burst Watermain, Lower North East Road near Darley Road. Look out for localised flooding this morning. Cowandilla, Sir Donald Bradman Drive after Maureen Road. Also at Paradise, Darley Road near Gamow Road. And Christie Downs flooding there as well, Dyson Road near Flaxmill Road. Keep an eye for a camera too, Bartels Road in the city. State Budget 22, providing better care for you with more doctors, nurses, ambos and hospital beds. See what's in it for you at statebudget.sa.gov.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hello, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, we have specialised in commercial and residential property management. But above all, we specialise in people, helping to make life easy for property investors and the tenants of their properties. Everyone is treated with integrity and respect. That's the Lynn Andrews way. For commercial and residential property management, we are here to help. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
Jono, wear your safety boots. In the Stariolode. Hard hat, high-vis vest. In the Stariolode. Listen, I know you're used to feeling protected in the Stariolode, but that's only useful when you're inside the van, mate. Hyundai Stariolode is the only commercial van that has both ANCAP 5-star and Platinum safety rating. And from just $47,990 drive away for ABN holders, now's a smart time to buy. T's and C's apply. Visit hyundai.com.au/offers for details. Imagine that, Hyundai.
Now, when it comes to big cleaning projects, you can rely on the team at Exis. That's EXIIS. You'll find Exis at work in restaurants, pubs, supermarkets, aged care homes, hospitals, councils, wineries, defence, food manufacturing and sporting venues.
So what does Exis do, I hear you ask? Well, the answer is pretty much everything the others don't want to do. We're talking about the grunt and grime work, the difficult and dirty cleaning jobs, high risk, high level and confined spaces.
From kitchen exhaust and cool room cleaning, HVAC and ventilation systems, pressure cleaning, gutter cleaning and much more. If your business requires a standard of excellence in all things cleaning and hygiene, then get in touch with Exis. That's EXIIS. Excellence in Industrial Services, appropriately part of FIVEaa's Best of SA. Exis.com.au.
When you die, who gets what? Will your kids or relatives argue over your estate? Will your beneficiaries be protected? Will your estate be tax effective? Will your wishes be respected and carried out? Speak with Donlan Lawyers now for peace of mind. Donlan Lawyers, for wills and estate planning. Visit donlanlawyers.com. That's donlanlawyers.com.
I'm Travis Denham from Again Real Estate. It's often just one special feature that helps spark interest in a home. Outdoor blinds used to create entertaining areas really set a home apart. They add extra appeal to patios and alfresco areas, an investment that adds value for sure.
Improve, invest and add value with quality outdoor blinds by Country. Visit countryblinds.com.au for a free measure and quote.
'Cause everybody loves their country.
9 News has the experience to break the news. Made in Adelaide for Adelaide. 9 News. David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
22 minutes after 7. Busy morning for the SES with not just rain coming down from above, but it's coming up from underneath as well with a couple of burst water mains causing some issues. Brenton Clark is the State Duty Commander and joins us now on 5AA Breakfast. Morning to you, Brenton.
Good morning.
What's your biggest point of concern at the moment this morning?
Well, it's probably just clean-up more than anything. Over the weekend, the SES attended to a large number of calls, 434 taskings yesterday, 127 the day before. So, SES crews were able to resolve most of those jobs last night. We've had about 7 jobs this morning. So I think as sort of like people wake up, there'll be probably a few more calls sort of like coming in. But thankfully the weather forecast says easy conditions, although still some continuing rain.
It seems to have been spread pretty much across the entire metropolitan area and the hills as well, Brenton. But were there any specific areas that copped it worse than others?
Well, I suppose, with this event along the coast, we had the western suburbs, Noarlunga, along sort of like that coastline, but also the greater metropolitan area, eastern suburbs, the Sturt area, up in Mount Barker, Salisbury. So quite a widespread event for the greater metropolitan area.
Yeah, well, it's been a crazy 48 hours, so big thanks to everybody at the SES for the job that the men and women there do. Thank you for that, Brenton.
Brenton Clark, the State Duty Commander at the SES. We're going to chat with Stephen Rowe about sport in a moment. Book your service online at North Point Total to win the cost back. It is the North Point way. A few texts, though, on the Automasters text line. Carol says, and we can't take credit for this, Carol, but thank you for the sentiment all the way. Just as well you didn't play an excerpt of Rod Stewart singing. He was woeful. Poor old Rod. I didn't hear Rod. Was he bad?
He was really bad. He got stuck out of key and he couldn't find his way.
Oh, no.
He was about an octave out.
Right.
And he stayed there. It was pretty unpleasant listening.
Oh, that's no good.
Rob says, guys, all this magnificent rain does beg the question in a normally dry state is how much do we manage to capture and how much is lost to the sea? I reckon pretty much all of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I suspect so.
Well, the reservoirs are going to be chockers, though.
I think Rob's fears are probably right. All right, let's talk sport. Stephen Rose on the line. Morning to you, Rowie.
Pemba, well, good morning. Reckon I'll start with Rafa Nadal winning his 14th
Yes.
French Open. I mean, 22nd Grand Slam overall. The lad's 36, turned 36 2 days ago. He's not retiring. He wants to win Wimbledon. I think he's only won that twice. I mean, come on, buddy. What a warrior. And you know what I love about him? He is pure class on and off that court. And if you're asking someone to play for your life out of, say, him and Rog, I think you'd pick Rafa, wouldn't you?
No, he's such a competitor.
Is it on clay?
Well, any surface. He would just play his heart out. But, yeah maybe.
If it was on
maybe
grass, I'd take Rog.
Yeah, fair call. Hey, Crows won by 31 points. You'd take that. They have 4 wins, go into the bye as winners, which is terrific. Rochelle will be back with butts. Looking forward to their second half of the year. I'm really optimistic about their growth. And Port, well, they got Richmond Thursday night. I've built it a big month for them, June. Richmond MCG, Swans at home, Suns at home. Gee, if they could win 2 or 3 of them, it's game on. Now, I know this isn't sport. I know we're out of time. If I can just self-indulge a little bit. Jody and I are proud grandparents. Our little Gemma had a little man yesterday.
Yeah, awesome news.
So
Fantastic.
that's your first row, isn't it?
Yeah, our first grandchild. So no name yet. They're both healthy. Eddie is Gemma's partner. He's Irish, so we just call it our little potato at the moment.
Congrats, mate. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, good on you. How awesome. That's beautiful.
It's absolutely surreal when the phone call came through and waiting yesterday. She was induced about 8 without giving all the details. So you can imagine it was a pretty long labour. But look, Gemma's good at suckling, all that sort of thing. So I might be in at 4, I might not.
Okay.
The Irish side of the family might have the Guinness out at about 9 o'clock. So we'll see if I'm in at work, the Savo. Well done.
That's awesome news, mate.
Hey, mate, Joe, are you going to be Pops? Are you going to be Gramps?
Yeah.
Have you got that worked out yet, Roy?
Well, not really. I think Jody's nickname, that's Jody, my Jody, is Joe Ma. And when I was little, when the kids were little, they couldn't say Stephen, so they called me Steemore. So it might be Joe Ma and Steemore, but you know what? They'll call us whatever the hell they like, so long as they're healthy.
That's
and
beautiful.
It's quite surreal, so we're quite chuffed at the row household.
You're going to give the
little potato.
You're going to give the little fella a good boy, or does he have to wait 18 years and play an AFL game before he gets that?
Good boy.
Good boy! Yes! Oh, congrats.
That is excellent.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, that's made my morning. Good on you, Roy.
What an exciting time of life.
Book your service
you get
online.
all the fun and none of the responsibility being a grandparent.
Book your service online, North Point Total, to win the cost back. It is the North Point way.
For over 38 years, Steinborner Automotive has always been well worth the trip. And right now, Steinborners are the place to go for top dollar on your trade-in. They will do any trade, and this month they're offering a further $1,500 bonus on all trade-ins. So go out to one of Steinborner's 8 locations for Hyundai, Mitsubishi, Ford and SA's best range of used cars. View all their used vehicles at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth the trip.
There's something you should know about SportsMed. We don't just provide knee, hip and shoulder care to elite athletes. Every day, we treat patients who simply want to get play with the kids fit, brisk walk fit or gardening fit. And having our clinic, hospital and specialists all based together at Stepney makes getting care for your joint pain and injuries, from diagnosis to rehabilitation, even easier. So get back to doing what you love. Speak with your GP for a referral. sportsmed.com.au.
A lot of kids stay home till their late 20s these days, and as much as you love them, this causes what the experts call little house syndrome.
That's right. If you are irritable, tripping over laundry, big piles of clothes left out on the bathroom floor, or your ears are ringing from those infernal TikToks, then you have probably come down with a bad case of LHS, Little House Syndrome.
Yeah, it's okay, though. There is a cure, and Alpha Industries have it. Kick them out into their own studio.
Great company, Alpha Industries, using 100% Australian BlueScope steel. Alpha Industries can deliver studios ready to go and give you the instant fix to your LHS.
They can take up the bagpipes for all you care now. They can play the drums. What's the worst instrument for a kid to play, do you think?
I reckon violin.
Violin. Well, whatever it is, they can do it because you've got your space back.
And look, you can use them for all sorts of things. They're fantastic, these granny flats. Whether it's a granny flat, a she shed, an office, or something even bigger, Alpha Industries can custom build it using Australian BlueScope steel.
Alpha Industries have built garages, carports, verandas, industrial buildings, even airport hangars throughout South Australia for 37 years. Visit Alpha Industries, Glandore and Cavan.
G'day, it's Mark Bickley. Well, it's tax time. The absolute best time to get in touch with your Leader Computers reseller, especially if you run a business. Order and install your new Leader PC before June 30 to get a significant tax deduction, plus amazing pricing from Leader. And with Leader Computers, you're dealing with a true SA company with outstanding local customer support. Live life local. Live life Leader this tax time. Visit leadersystems.com.au to find your closest Leader reseller.
Swan has been keeping Australian families safe for 35 years and is #1 in do-it-yourself security. Swan has a complete lineup of security solutions, from 4K CCTV systems with sensor lights and alarms to wireless cameras, doorbells and more. Receive alerts, see and control everything on your phone using the Swan Security app. It's easy and affordable. Swan Security from Bunnings, Harvey Norman, Jcard, JB Hi-Fi, The Good Guys and Swan.com. Prevent crime all the time with Swan Security.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head online to 5AA Facebook or search 5AA on YouTube. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Showers and 14 today with the 7:30 news. I'm Mel Usher.
Don't miss the $4 million grand prize at Henley Beach. Only days remain. Homelottery.com.au.
The clean-up continues after our burst of extremely wet weather. Brenton Clark from the SES has told David and Will it's been all hands on deck.
Over the weekend, the SES attended to a large number of calls, 434 taskings yesterday, 127 the day before. So SES crews were able to resolve most of those jobs last night. We've had about 7 jobs this morning.
The Bureau's Simon Timke says the heaviest of the rain is behind us.
And the trend sort of during the next week or so is for a gradual easing of the wind and a gradual easing of the shower activity as well.
A motorcyclist is in hospital after a serious crash on the Teely Highway at Freeling last night. Senior Constable Matt Brown says a ute towing a trailer collided with the rider around 6 p.m, leaving him with serious injuries.
The male driver got out of the ute and spoke to witnesses before driving off in a light-coloured tray-top ute, and the trailer was left behind at the scene. The driver is described as being of Caucasian appearance, aged in his late teens, early 20s, slim build with short, dark-coloured hair. The tray-top ute didn't have any sides on the tray, would have damage to the left side of the vehicle and also had very bright front lights.
A unit at Plimpton Park has been gutted by fire. The alarm was raised on Hawker Avenue just before 3:30 this morning. The blaze was contained to the one unit. No one was home at the time. Well, after 4 days, the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations have officially come to a close. Military bands, dancers and performers paraded through the streets of London as part of the final big event, the Jubilee pageant. Her Majesty made a surprise appearance on the balcony at Buckingham Palace. UK correspondent Ellie Walsh says the crowds were in awe.
When those balcony doors swung open and a smiling Queen stepped onto the balcony, followed by 3 generations of her family, it was a spine-tingling, spectacular moment. It really was a moment in history, one for the history books.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is in Jakarta for the annual leaders meeting with President Widodo. It's his second overseas trip as PM, where he'll hope to strengthen ties with the Pacific nation. Mr Albanese says the meetings will touch on a range of issues.
I look forward to the discussions with President Widodo about strengthening our economic relationship, about acting on climate change, about foreign aid, about increasing our people-to-people relations going forward.
A number of former ministers in the Morrison government have not been offered a shadow cabinet position. The 24-person front bench holds 18 Liberals and 6 Nationals, more than half are female, Alex Hawke among those who have missed out. Consumers are being encouraged to keep an eye out for the iconic green and gold logo this Australian Made Week. Thousands of jobs and the economy are reliant on the homegrown manufacturing sector remaining strong. Business expert Damien Kelly says retailers should be proud to show off locally made products.
Well, this is a great opportunity for businesses to showcase the outstanding local manufacturing taking place across Australia. I think we all learned during the pandemic how important it is to support local businesses, and that's extended to supporting products that were made in Australia.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
New Mitsubishi Triton with 10-year warranty, 10-year capped price servicing at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Adelaide's players will enjoy a few days off after their drought-breaking 31-point win against West Coast on Saturday. The Crows had lost 5 in a row but are now 4-8 heading into the bye. Meantime, Fremantle has moved level with Brisbane in second spot on the ladder after last night's 14-point win over the Lions in Perth, while Collingwood is back into the top 8 following a thrilling 4-point win against Hawthorn. Pies coach Craig McRae impressed his players are going from strength to strength.
You don't get a chance to really sit here and smell the roses too often, but speaking to the playing group, I just think there's little growth within us every week. To see them take the learnings from last week and then execute it this week. So I'm really proud of that, and that's the growth that we're getting, and everyone can see our future there, and we're growing in front of your eyes.
Yeah, looking good, aren't they? Let's go to golf. Australia's Minjee Lee is cruising to her second major triumph of her career, currently leading the US Open by a whopping 6 shots with only 4 holes to play. Meantime, on the men's side, America's Billy Horschel has just won the Memorial Tournament in Ohio, beating fellow American Aaron Wise by 4 shots. The 35-year-old finishing with a par with his young family watching on.
Let's watch Daddy do his thing. Did Daddy win? They just discovered he won. They just said there's ice creams all around it. Any flavour you want.
Yeah, great stuff. Audio thanks to Fox. Cameron Smith, the best of the Aussies. Unfortunately, 11 shots back. And Rafael Nadal is again the French Open champion after smashing Casper Ruud in straight sets in the final at Roland Garros. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Help SAMRI's life-saving research. Join the Bright Walk July 23rd. Register at samribright.org.au.
Look out for a burst water main this morning at West Beach, Tapley's Hill Road near West Beach Road. Left lane currently closed as you're heading towards the airport. Seeing delays there at the moment. Paradise, burst water main there as well. Lower North East Road near Darley Road. Localised flooding to keep an eye out for. Got some at Cowandilla. That's Donald Brabham Drive after Marion Road. Also at Paradise, Darley Road near Gamow Road. And Christie Downs flooding Dyson Road near Flaxmill Road. NAB Equipment Finance can help you to make ideas more. Search NAB Equipment Finance today. NAB. More than money. T's and C's and lending criteria apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Hitachi Air Conditioners. Be comfortable all year round. Visit hitachieaircon.com.au.
14 with showers for your Monday. Showers easing tomorrow 15, then a shower or two Wednesday 14. Right now it's 12 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
23 minutes to 8. Lovely text coming through on the Automasters text line. Some congratulations for Rowie, who's just become a grandpa. What was it? Steemore?
Yeah, that's right.
He's making it official as he's not just a term of... He's from his kids, but now he's his grandchild by way of his daughter Gemma. Congrats, Rowie, says one. Andrew asked, did Rowie call the birth of his grandson like he calls the footy?
Geez,
if he did...
You've thrown out the maternity ward.
That would...
Sorry, sir.
Quite an experience for everybody there.
Under the guise of the COVID protocols, you have to go and sit in your car.
Scott Modbury says, boys, congrats, Rowie. You have to go pop over grandpa, but you know what sounds like pop? Kerbang!
Which that would be really life imitating art, wouldn't it? That Rowie actually is.
He became called Kerbang.
Yeah, that's right. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
We have the new Liberal leader, the leader of the opposition here in South Australia, David Speirs, in the studio with us. We spoke to Stephen Mulligan on Friday after the release of the state budget on Thursday, the Malinowskis' government's first budget, and we said at the time that we'd get David Speirs in. He's in the studio today. Leader, good morning. Great to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So we'll get your budget response first. You guys think there was a bit of sleight of hand with the way they managed to conjure up a surplus?
Oh, definitely. Now, look, first, I'm in opposition leading a party that's just been defeated from government, so I'm not going to necessarily criticise every element of this budget, because I think they've got a mandate. That would be pathetic to do that. That's not what people want to hear. But we see a lot of projects pushed out. Flinders Medical Centre announced just 3 weeks ago. Anthony Albanese, Peter Malinowskis stood down there in the southern suburbs in front of that hospital announcing a rebuild of that. Now we hear it's 2029. Now that's the best part of a decade away. There's 2 federal elections before then at least, and it's on the eve of not the next state election, but the one after that. So these projects are almost pushed into the never-never. We saw the shambles of the reallocation of money for the North-South corridor, the Torrens to Darlington section. That has been pushed out by a year at least, probably more, I would suggest, meaning that there'll be more congestion, more people stuck in traffic jams along that section out the front of Castle Plaza. I'm sure many of your listeners in their white vans have been stuck out there before. I certainly have been, and that's just bad for the state's productivity. So to balance up the budget, we've seen projects pushed out well into the future.
Just in terms of where you guys are at, obviously the election result was shellackings don't come much worse than that, particularly after just one term in power. How are you sort of going to approach the challenge in terms of reconnecting with the voters? Particularly, feels to me like even people in business sort of abandoned you a bit at the last election.
It was a bizarre election result. I don't think anyone saw it coming to the extent of it. I often highlight I'm the only Liberal left in the southern suburbs, lost colleagues all around me. Good people lost their seats, and you left sort of almost shell-shocked by that as a party. We've got to get on with it, though. I've refocused the team, got a really dynamic shadow cabinet, 6 women, 7 people in their 30s, 9 people with school-age kids. It reflects South Australia for the first time in a long time, and we are simply hitting the ground running. I'm touring the state, visiting the regions. I'm getting out into the suburbs. I represent the suburbs. Elections are won and lost in the suburbs in this state. We won't be running it from a cafe strip in the CBD. We'll be getting out there and talking to South Australians about what they want from their alternative government.
You've got another fight on your hands very soon with the by-election in Bragg. You've pre-selected Jack Batty, whose credentials look quite impressive. The thing that raises an eyebrow about him, though, is his gender, given what we've just seen transpire in the federal election. Are you surprised that it was a man that was pre-selected to contest what was Vicky Chapman's seat?
Well, the challenge for the Liberal Party here is we have very grassroots democracy, so we don't have a head office picking candidates. We've got local members, true believers, so to speak, sitting in a room, cold room, on a Sunday night, as we did last night, and selected that candidate. Jack Batty has excellent credentials and will be a great member of Parliament, but the party needs more women. We need more women because that's reflective of society. I want more women in the lower house of Parliament. We've got 5 women in the upper house, but it is in the lower house, the House of Assembly, that we need more women. Because when I look across my team, I want a team that represents my mum. I want a team that represents our wives and daughters and nieces and granddaughters and female friends, and the party's not quite there at the moment, so we've got to get better at that.
How do you get them in the absence of affirmative action? Like, you almost need to have a few sort of staged, and this is where the power of the local branches becomes the issue, but you almost need a few older blokes who've been around the block a few times to agree to go, but then on top of that, no one can actually tell the branch what to do, can they?
Well, I'm sure there'll be retirements at the next election. It'll create vacancies and there'll be target seats, of course, but it's interfering in the branch. If I said to a Liberal Party branch, pick a woman, that's a fast track way to get a man picked. And I think the majority.
Didn't that just happen?
Yeah, well, I wasn't specific. But if you look at that room last night where we pre-selected Jack, again, he's an excellent candidate. But I would suspect the majority of people in that room were women. And so the majority of women probably voted for a man last night in the party. And you know, you don't want to be pre-selecting women for the sake of it. You need to have good women finding pathways through the party. I'm going to set up a committee chaired by a senior woman in the party, comprised of senior women who are either in the party or have been significant contributors to the party, to find ways to do this better, because it is my duty to do that, to make sure that this party is a party for all South Australians.
There's some soul searching that's going on in the federal Liberal Party at the moment, and people are opining about philosophically where the party needs to move to. Does it need to move left to deal with the rise of climate-conscious people in the suburbs? Does it need to become more conservative and start playing to a different audience and go more regional? It's interesting contrasting the feds against what's happened in South Australia, and I wonder if some of those same questions are being asked by you right now about the direction of the party.
Well, I've received a lot of advice to lurch around, you know, go to the left, go to the right. We're a centre-right party. And I think elections in Australia are won from just right of centre as a general rule. Sometimes just left of centre, but we're a fairly centrist country. I'm not going to be lurching around. This party needs to stick the course. We probably need to modernise our approach to things like pre-selection and how we run the party before we chase policies at one side of an ideological spectrum or the other. People will get a sensible, straightforward, common sense administration from me. That's the approach that I want. That's the approach that set me in good stead. And when it comes to things like climate change and environmental action, my record speaks for itself. 4 years as the state's environment minister, actually delivering things rather than waving posters and virtue signalling. And we've seen the other mob drift straight into that space since taking government.
The climate emergency last week, you mean?
That's exactly what I mean. Climate emergency on Tuesday and $70 million of environmental programs cut from the budget on Thursday. I don't need to say much more than that.
David Speirs, the newly minted leader of the South Australian Liberal Party, joining us here in the studio. Thanks for coming in. We'll catch up again soon.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's check traffic. Joreen Fashions is closing with all garments now half price at 491 Portrush Road, Glenunga.
Thanks, Will. At West Beach, burst water main, Tapley's Hill Road near West Beach Road. Left lane closed as you're heading towards the airport there, seeing a few delays. Paradise, another burst water main, lower North East Road near Darley Road, and localised flooding in a few areas, including Cowandilla, so Donald Bradman Drive after Marion Road, Paradise, Darley Road near Gamow Road, and also Christie Downs. There's some flooding, Dyson Road near Flaxmill Road. Cuddly Creek as well, look out for a rock slide, Cuddly Creek Road near Gorge Road. Experience in a Porto Bondo Burger meal for just $9.95 today. Fresh Portuguese grilled chicken breast burger with chips and a drink for a limited time only at a Porto. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
It's hard to believe, but bi-urban bathrooms and kitchens may not be everyone's cup of tea. If you're not fussed by sticky drawers, if you're not driven mad by something that doesn't quite line up, if you don't appreciate millimetre-perfect craftsmanship and service of the highest standard, then maybe bi-urban bathrooms and kitchens is not for you. But if those things are important, buyurban.com.au, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
We lost Dad to prostate cancer.
Breast cancer nearly took Mum away.
My little brother is living with leukemia.
My pa caught his bowel cancer early.
Make your donation as personal as your story. You can target the cancer that's hurt you most with Cancer Council SA. Learn more or donate at cancersa.org.au.
Speak with One Solution and they'll tell you cybercrime is not a big business problem, a government problem, or a small enterprise problem. It's everyone's problem. Ransomware, malware, and adware remain the #1 threat. One call to One Solution will put your business in a safe place. It's the smartest, most cost-effective business decision you'll ever make. Get in touch with One Solution, winner of the National Telstra Customer Experience Award. onesolution.net.au.
Now, when My Living Outdoors say they take care of everything on your decking, veranda or pergola project, they mean it. And David, you've experienced it firsthand when they built your new veranda.
Have I ever? And I tell you what, it got through yesterday's test with flying colours. It's an absolute beauty, the fantastic new veranda. And dealing with the guys at My Living Outdoors, absolutely fantastic bunch of people. It was a smooth, first-class experience from start to finish. Thanks to their seasoned builders, they're meticulous, and they look after everything from design, council approval, construction, everything was sorted.
And their motto is, good enough doesn't cut it.
No.
That attention to detail creates decks, verandas and pergolas that you are going to love for a lifetime.
As I said, could not have got through the weekend storms without any more blemishes. Adelaide's top tradies love working with My Living Outdoors. Michael and his team, they know happy tradies care more, so they'll give more to your home improvements. They'll give more attention and the care that they deserve.
Visit mylivingoutdoors.com.au and take advantage of their end of financial year sale. And right now, there's huge savings to be made on any home improvement project. So get in touch now to make the most of the end of financial year sale till June 30.
Hi, Susanna Toop here from Toop & Toop. Landlords, we've got some exciting news. Toop & Toop have just launched a brand new solution that gives you exclusive access to pre-screened tenants up to 2 months in advance. You can secure quality tenants and save yourself hundreds of dollars in advertising costs. This new innovation is a total game changer for landlords. At Toop & Toop, you can find your next tenant sooner. To tap into this incredible network, simply head to toop.com.au or give us a call today.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head online to 5AA Facebook or search 5AA on YouTube. David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
10 to 8, Best of SA is not too far away. What are we, not this week, but next week?
That's right, Friday week.
Friday week, Best
Friday
of SA
week.
night. Already getting a stack of listeners that are coming along with us. We're going to get a couple more in a moment because 5AA's Best of SA is about celebrating and profiling some of the great brands in our state. And today we're celebrating Exus. So for your chance to win an Exus branded toolbox full of goodies along with a $50 total tools voucher plus 2 tickets to our Best of SA dinner on the Friday the 17th of June at Adelaide Oval. Give us a call now on 8223 0055. Exus is the world your business needs for tough cleaning jobs. Exus Industrial Cleaning.
Today, I'm at Exus talking with the General Manager, Jared Brown. Jared, Exus is all about industrial services focusing on super cleaning. So what kind of jobs do you do here?
Jane, we do anything that no one else really wants to do. That's where you'll find us. Anything from hospitality, which can include pubs, fast foods, restaurants, sporting venues, hospitals, defence, government, schools, education, you name it, we're there.
And I guess that each of those environments have their own specific requirements when it comes to cleaning.
Yeah, that's right. Everything we do is high-risk work, whether that's confined space, working on roofs, working out of scissor lifts, boom lifts. That's our type of work. It's dangerous, it's hard to do, it's difficult, and people just don't want to do it.
How long's the business been around for?
Our business has been around about 30 years now, and over the last sort of 10 years we've grown and actually opened 6 offices around the country now. So not only are we Adelaide based, we've got the 6 offices now as well.
And I hear that recently you've gone north as well.
Yeah, Darwin's our recent addition to the network, so they opened a few weeks ago, and yeah, it's pretty exciting to be involved up there now.
So how many staff have you got in South Australia and then on top of that nationally?
So we've got about 80 to 90 staff here in Adelaide, and there's about 150 nationally now. We've come a long way. I've been with the business 8 years, and we started, I think there was about 12 employees, so we're up to about 150 now. So.
Jared, thank you so much for being part of the Best of SA. It's great that we've got this fabulous business right here just at Theberton on George Street. So if you're a commercial business and you need that super duper job done that no one's putting their hand up for, Jared will put his hand up.
Thanks, Jane.
And big congrats to Sam in Exeter, who's come along to Best of SA. We'll see you there on the night, Sam. And you've got that Exus Toolbox, $50 total tools voucher, and the tickets to the Best of SA dinner. We'll be celebrating another fantastic South Australian business on the program again tomorrow morning with another chance to win. Time for John Blake right now, thanks to Aussie Fast Transport Solutions, interstate freight distribution, warehousing, and local Adelaide couriers. Call Aussie Fast 13 13 64.
The office of the member for Dunstan, the Honourable Stephen Marshall.
Yes, Julian.
Morning, one-term Wally. Would you like a number?
Don't call me that.
I'm sorry. What about single-term Stevie?
No.
Oh, lighten up. You're not Premier now. Who cares?
It's disrespectful.
Would you like a cup of tea, Honourable Member for Dunstan?
Yes, please.
I'll bring it in, Your Worship.
Thanks.
As soon as I find a solid gold trader put it on.
Tea lady, with the greatest of respect, Mr. Former Grand Poobah.
Thank you.
Anyway, be happier. What have you got to do all day?
Well, there's things to do.
You're in opposition. There's nothing to do.
Well, there's Parliament for a start.
Oh, Parliament. It must be so tiring voting on all that nasty legislation.
Well, I have to keep up to date with the bills and amendments so that I can vote properly.
Well, Tom Kutsentonis has been tweeting about you not even turning up to Parliament for 3 days.
Well, I had important work to do for my constituency.
Oh, please. What do I look like, a journalist?
What?
You don't need to talk spin to me. Talk normally.
All right, well, I was mowing the lawns, but...
That's better.
Anyway, why is Tom bothering to tweet about me?
Because when you have your opponent on the mat one term, Wally, it's
talk.
nice to keep him there as long as possible.
Oh, great.
And then give him a little kick every now and then so he can't get up.
Well, I wish he'd leave me. Hey, did you get those tickets for me?
Well, yes. No, they're not on sale yet.
Oh, right.
They're still trying to find all the infrastructure you chose to sell off.
Well, taking their time.
Do you think it's a good idea you going to the V8 supercars after you slithered in and smashed it?
Well, it's become interesting again because I got rid of it.
Oh, well spun.
So I want to be there. Did you get the other stuff I wanted?
Yes, it's all here. Here we are. False beard, prosthetic nose, sunglasses, wig.
Oh, great. No one will even know I'm there.
You'd better hope it's a Kutsentonis-proof disguise or he won't just kick you while you're down.
No, true.
He'll cut your ghoulies off and play jingle bells on them.
More from John Blake coming up after 8:30 where we go behind closed doors. It's 5 to 8 and time for our weekend real estate wrap with Susanna Toop from Toop and Toop. Morning to you, Susanna.
Good morning, guys.
We had an open inspection, I know, on a house in our street on Saturday, and I reckon it would have been around midday, and the rain was coming in horizontally at about that point in time, and I thought, that can't be fun for the real estate agent. It can't be fun for them, not only they're going to get satched, but because surely it deters people from coming to see properties. What did you see over the weekend with the wild weather?
Oh, look, I think very much the weekend like we've just had, you very much see the very keen eyes of the ones that are out and about. I don't think you're going out in that type of weather unless you're very, very keen. So as you said, we had auctions with people huddled in lounge rooms and, you know, we get very creative when the weather's like this. But very much the show goes on, and we certainly did sell a lot of property over the weekend as well. And we did see a lot of buyers still out and about 510 groups right across our team. So still very active, but, numbers were back a little bit, which was to be expected.
Half the battle will be keeping the houses clean, because you want your house to look at its absolute best when you're trying to sell it.
People traipsing mud.
Yeah, be full on.
And look, I think that's when real estate agents can get very creative. I think one year we did have those, the booties that you wear in, with doctors, and, if people get their hands on some, and I think they put them over the shoes just to try and make sure that we're not traipsing mud through property. But look, I mean, it's something where, trying to get people to have a look through the property, but not, bring mud, and, sort of obviously they're staged so beautifully as well. So
it's got an image of Mark Wahlberg at the final scene of The Departed in my head there.
With the booties on.
Yeah, that's right.
So, Susanna, you're the rentals guru. So I wanted to ask you, when you get conditions like this and suddenly there's a leak or there's, rain tends to put a spotlight on things that aren't working. If you're a landlord that's got a tenant that now suddenly needs help, what's sort of your advice for them at this sort of time?
Well, look, I think as a tenant in a home, and as the weather like we've had over the weekend, if it's an emergency, and this is really important, where people, so yourselves as living in the home or the property, is at risk, look, absolutely, you need to call your agent or your landlord if they're looking after the property, because you can find that, it can't wait till Monday. With the amount of water that's coming in, if you've got a leak or, flooding into your home, absolutely jump on the phone and have a chat with your property manager to help you out. And look, we did take a good number of calls over the weekend from ceiling leaks to water coming in, and we've got an on-call 24/7 emergency hotline for our tenants to be able to call to get onto an on-call electrician or plumber. So look, that's super important because you really do need help when the weather's coming in like it did over the weekend. And it does also really protect landlords as well, because you don't want to be having that kind of damage sustained, over a 48-hour window without having something patched up, so that we can then really get in and have a good look at it come Monday, and obviously start things like insurance claims and things like that.
Yeah, good advice.
Good on you, Susanna. Thank you.
Susanna.
Susanna Toop from Toop and Toop with our weekend real estate wrap. Rob on the Automasters text line asked the question whether at the birth of his grandson, Rowie played Can You Feel It?
Well, I hope not, because nothing good ever happens after he plays that damn song. We've banned it.
No, that's right.
We have banned it, haven't we? We only use it.
I like Tempting Fate.
Don't we use it to sort of put the hex on things now?
No, I like We need to break it. The hexes are there to be broken.
The last time Rowie played it was before the Crows lost the next 5 games in a row.
Yes. Yes, so it's due
If
to be...
that's not an argument for retiring it, then I don't know what is.
There's one in a row, though. I'm starting to feel it, David.
I don't.
So do I.
They're not going to lose next weekend, that's for sure.
Breaking at 8's coming up in just a moment.
There's no blueprints to your new custom-built Beechwood home. Well, not yet anyway. But together with Beechwood, it won't take long to turn your ideas into sketches, then drawings, and finally a home you can live a beautiful life in. That's the really exciting thing about building with Beechwood Homes. They'll build the home you want. So collect your thoughts, your ideas, your Pinterest boards, whatever, and let's talk. Because life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
How do you know if the milk you're buying is local? Easy. Just look for 3 words. Fleurieu Milk Company. If the bottle you pick up has those 3 words on it, Fleurieu Milk Company, it's guaranteed to be local. It's guaranteed to be fresh too. And the big plus, you're supporting SA dairy farmers, and for that, we're forever grateful. 3 words. Fleurieu Milk Company. South Australian and proud of it.
Between interest rates and electricity prices, rent and bills are through the roof.
And I'll tell you what, all the predictions are that they're going to get worse. An electricity bill is enough to put anyone on edge, but good news for renters, if you're feeling the pinch, EcoVantage might be able to help.
If your rent is below $400 per week, your home might qualify for a free EcoVantage heat pump changeover thanks to federal and state government incentives.
Now look, this is money in your pocket because hot water can chew up about 40% of your electricity bill, but a heat pump can bring that right down. They're up to 80% more efficient than traditional hot water systems.
So if you ask your landlord to request an EcoVantage heat pump upgrade, it means you get to save hundreds on your power bills and your landlord gets a free hot water service, so it's win-win.
Is it ever? Chat to your landlord or to your real estate agent and ask for EcoVantage today. Visit ecovantage.com.au, T's and C's apply.
So, why go with NRG Solar?
My contact with NRG Solar was through the receptionist who made an appointment for us and let us know exactly the date that people were coming to implement the system. They came punctually on the day. They communicated with us. They told us how to use the meter and so on, and overall cleaned up after themselves. We were very happy with the service provided by NRG Solar.
Visit nrgsolar.com.au.
9 News has the experience to break the news. Made in Adelaide for Adelaide. 9 News.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's FIVEaa.
Showers and 14 today with the 8 o'clock news. I'm Mel Usher.
Don't miss the $4 million grand prize at Henley Beach. Only days remain. homelottery.com.au.
The SES has taken more than 500 calls for help over the past 48 hours. The service's Brenton Clark says heavy rain and strong winds have wreaked havoc across Adelaide.
Along the coast, we had the western suburbs, Noarlunga, along sort of like that coastline, but also the greater metropolitan area, eastern suburbs, the Sturt area, up in Mount Barker, Salisbury. So quite a widespread event for the greater metropolitan area.
A unit at Plimpton Park went up in flames this morning. It broke out on Hawker Avenue just before 3:30. Senior Constable Matt Brown says the cause is unclear.
Fortunately, no one was home at the time and there were no reports of any injuries. And fire cause investigators will be attending the scene this morning to determine the cause of the fire. But police ask anyone who may have seen suspicious activity in the area to call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
The Foreign Minister says Australia's economic partnership with Indonesia needs building. Senator Penny Wong has met her Indonesian counterpart in Jakarta shortly after arriving in the country. She'll use the trip to strengthen security, trade and climate cooperation. Senator Wong says there are many issues on the agenda.
Our Minister has ensured we have a number of ministers in economic portfolios and a number of key business leaders joining him on this delegation is because the economic piece of the relationship continues to need building.
Vicky Chapman's revealed what life post-politics will look like. The former Attorney-General is going back to her legal roots and will resume working as a barrister with the City Chambers. Ms Chapman's focus will be space-related, covering areas like the launch and retrieval of satellites, cyberspace and military work. The 64-year-old bid Parliament goodbye last month, her departure leading to the Bragg by-election in July. The Reserve Bank could lift interest rates even higher when it meets tomorrow. Treasurer Jim Chalmers says inflation is worse than forecast in the March budget. The RBA is expected to increase the official cash rate from 0.35% by at least 0.25%. Queen Elizabeth says she's humbled and deeply touched by the celebrations held to mark her Platinum Jubilee. 4 days of events to commemorate her 70-year reign have drawn to a close with a star-studded pageant through the streets of London. The BBC's Daniela Ralph is there.
It was a trip through 7 decades of the Queen's reign. But there has only been one star of the show this weekend. Just after 5 o'clock, the Queen returned to the palace balcony after 2 days resting at Windsor Castle. With her on the balcony, her son, grandson and great-grandson, the immediate line of succession. The final image of these Jubilee celebrations look to the future.
Founding member of Bon Jovi, Alex John Such, has died at the age of 70. John Bon Jovi has credited the bass player for bringing the band together, and he was with the band from 1983 until 1994. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
10-year warranty and 10-year capped price servicing at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Let's start with golf. Australia's Minjee Lee is on the verge of a huge win, currently leading the US Open by a whopping 5 shots with only a couple of holes left to play. To football, and the Crows players will enjoy the week off after recording their 4th win of the season, a 31-point triumph against West Coast on Saturday. 2 games yesterday, Fremantle 14-point winners against Brisbane, while Collingwood had a 4-point win against Hawthorn. Rafael Nadal is once again the French Open champion, taking out his 14th crown at Roland Garros with a straight sets demolition of Casper Ruud in the final. The win also means he's now won 22 Grand Slam titles, 2 more than Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer. To cricket, England has made a dream start under new coach Brendan McCullum and skipper Ben Stokes, beating New Zealand by 5 wickets at Lords. Chasing 277 to win, the home side was in trouble at 4 for 69, but a brilliant unbeaten century from Joe Root helped his side take a 1-0 series lead. Well, American Devon Haney has gate-crashed the party in Melbourne, smashing Aussie George Combosis in a unanimous points decision in front of more than 40,000 fans at Marvel Stadium to claim the lightweight world title.
The American ends the reign of George Kambosos Jr. and he reigns on the parade in Melbourne.
Audio there thanks to Fox. What about this? Chaotic scenes at the Catalan MotoGP overnight in Barcelona with Alexi Espargaro making a monumental error. He crossed the line in 2nd spot, but the only problem was there was still 1 lap to go.
When's he got his thumb up? Does he think the race is finished? I think he thinks it's over. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? What a howler by Alexis Espargaro. We thought it was a mechanical. He thought the race was over. He's made an incredible miscalculation.
Whoops. Audio there again thanks to Fox. The Spaniard ended up slipping from 2nd to 5th. The race was won by Fabio Quartararo, Remy Gardner finishing in 12th spot. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Help SAMRI's life-saving research. Join the Bright Walk July 23rd. Register at samribright.org.au.
At West Beach, burst water main this morning. Tapley's Hill Road near West Beach Road. Left lane closed as you're heading towards the airport. Seeing delays there at the moment. Other burst water main, this one's at Paradise. Lower North East Road near Darley Road. And keep an eye out for localised flooding today. Cowingdilla, water across the road. Sedona Rabban Drive after Marion Road. Also flooding at Paradise, Darley Road near Mo Road and Christie Downs as well, Dyson Road near Flaxmill Road. Look out for a camera too, Anzac Highway and the Parklands. Xero connects with the things you need for small business like your bank, apps and even your accountant. Try Xero free for 30 days. Visit xero.com. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Hitachi Air Conditioners. Be comfortable all year round. Visit hitachieaircon.com.au.
Showers for your Monday, 14. Showers easing tomorrow, 15. Then a shower or 2 Wednesday, 14. Right now it's 12 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
Don't it always seem to go that Bet you don't know what you've got till it's gone.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum.
8 minutes after 8. Breaking 8's coming up in just a moment. Also, we're going to be giving away tickets to our MasterChef dinner. This is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Andy Allen is coming to Adelaide, MasterChef judge. So we've managed to convince him to come along to dinner with us, and we're going to get 10 listeners to come along as well. You'll be able to win it by participating in a little call subject we've got coming up in a moment. All thanks to MasterChef Fans and Favourites, 7:30 Sunday to Thursday on 10 and 10 Play on demand.
We're hearing somewhat ominously that in terms of the candidate that they've pre-selected for the seat of Bragg, the Liberal Party might have been played off a bit of a break here, because there's a view in political circles, and it's certainly been portrayed this way in the media too, that Labor perennial candidate Rick Sarr, who's almost a bit of a lone voice in the eastern suburbs of Adelaide for Labor, he's run several times in the past at previous elections. He has emerged as sort of the sort of candidate-elect, or rather been presented as the candidate-elect for the Labor Party in the Bragg by-election. Obviously, the backdrop to that is the upheaval we saw led by middle-class female voters at the federal election a couple of weeks ago. So you got a seat where Vicky Chapman's retiring, and the Libs have said, no, this is a meritocracy. May the best man or woman win. Well, a man won. Jack Batty was elected last night. Pre-selected last night as the Liberal candidate. Well, my mail is that the Labor pre-selection hasn't actually been formally resolved at all, and I've been talking to people this morning who have said that Rick Sarr is not a lock at this stage, that pre-selections nominations are still open, and they're going to be open until tomorrow, and people told me just now that there are rightly many people in the Labor Party who would like a female to be a candidate. The thing that's really interesting too is the Greens have pre-selected a bloke to run.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility if Labor pre-select a woman, there might just be one female candidate for Bragg.
Given all that's transpired and what the national conversation has been, what would have the odds on that been 2 weeks ago?
I know. Well, we'll know tomorrow. Labor's state executive will endorse the candidate Wednesday night, but it sounds like Rick Sarr might be up against the mood of the times, and that if Labor plays its cards right, they might actually end up being able to capitalise massively from this in a seat where if with Jack Batty nominating, there's no female Liberal MPs anywhere in the metropolitan area. They've only got 2 in the lower house, and they're both regional. So there's not a single female Liberal in suburban Adelaide. So if Labor can get a woman in there, it's going to change the dimension of this election massively.
11 minutes after 8. There's some news from Adelaide Metro. The Belair train line is currently experiencing delays from Mitcham Railway Station towards the city due to a mechanical issue. Belair train line from Mitcham Railway Station going towards the city that isn't operating due to a mechanical issue. Please allow extra time while travelling is their advice. As we get more from them, we'll let you know. If you're a regular commuter on that train, you might want to let us know what the situation is. 8223 0000. There's also an announcement expected this morning from Labor at about 9 a.m. about the Gawler train line opening. It's been closed since December 2020. They're going to, this morning, the Minister, Tom Kurtzentonis, will announce when that will be up and running and open, and I think that one is well and truly long overdue. I actually think
people in Gawler, that's sort of like their own, it's like Liqueur News on wheels, isn't it?
That's a great description. I think most people in Gawler had given up hope.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. We don't do trains anymore.
It's been kicking around forever.
Oh, the electrification process has been, what, since...
Well, they tried, remember we did a Breaking at 8 about it. They tried to scramble. They gave a whole bunch of workers from New South Wales special COVID exemptions.
That's right.
Because they wanted to get it done before polling day.
So that's an announcement that's coming up a little bit later this morning. A little bit of sad news for fans of this band. Founding member of Bon Jovi, Alex Such, has died at the age of 70. We're getting an unfortunate number of these recently. Guys in music that aren't particularly old. 70 by today's standards is not. And it's below average.
And acting too. Ray Liotta was, what, 67?
Yeah, Ray Liotta. And while still working, these people, they weren't like people that, long suffering. I'm not sure what the situation was in the case of Alex John Such, but he's died at the age of 70. That'll be very sad news. And Bon Jovi have a massive following in this country.
Slippery When Wet, what a record. What a record. And New Jersey, two of the great albums of the 90s. 80s? 90s.
Speaking of music news as well, this is a real oddity. The streaming world has sort of compressed time in a way that we've never had before, because suddenly this is charting again. Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush, which, do you know when it came out, David?
I do. I remember, because I bought it on cassette, 1985, and I used to smash that record on my Walkman. So many good songs on it. It's also got a superb song called Cloud Busting. Unbelievably good. That whole record is so good.
That album came out in 1985. That song made it to number 3 in the UK. If you look at the Spotify charts right now, they update this daily. Globally, what are the most songs being played in the world? That right now is 4th. So the other things are, I've not even heard of some of this stuff. I've heard of Harry Styles, but he's number 1 at the moment, right?
He's big. He's good, Harry Styles.
He's very popular. There's something else called Bad Bunny that I'm not familiar with.
No.
But other than that, suddenly you've got this song from 1985, Kate Bush, trending in the top 4. And the reason is there's this massive show that streams on Netflix called Stranger Things that's out at the moment. And it's incredibly popular among younger people, but the time period in which it's set is the 80s. And it's kind of an homage to movies like E.T. and things like that. It's a celebration of those kind of kids' adventures of the 80s, and it's replete with 80s nostalgia and bits and pieces. And that song features in the series that's just been released. Plays a major role, that song. And as such, a lot of people are going, how good's this? What is this song?
Yeah.
And everyone's playing it. And it's now charting almost better than it did when it was initially released 7 years ago.
Songs take you back to places. That song, I reckon, was the unofficial sort of anthem of a mate of mine, or a whole bunch of my mates who lived in a share house in Allen Grove in Hyde Park. Apologies to the owners of that house if they're listening. I saw things happen in that house that against the laws in several countries. But this share house, every time you walked in, the Hounds of Love was playing. It was just... I feel like I've just woken up on the carpet there after a party with Running Up That Hill playing in the background.
I'm sure it smells better in here than that.
I don't know if that house is even there anymore.
No,
it had carp living in the pool.
My God.
We used to have fishing afternoons.
Sounds like
it was great.
Needed to be condemned. Kate Bush has released a statement. She says you might have heard that the first part of the fantastic, gripping new series of Stranger Things has recently been released on Netflix. It features the song Running Up That Hill, which has been given a new lease on life by the young fans who love the show. She says, I love it too. And because of this, Running Up That Hill is charting around the world and has entered the UK chart at number 8. It's all really exciting. Thanks very much to everyone who supported the song. I wait with bated breath for the rest of the series in July. Good on you, Kate Bush.
Hey, what about this for a story too? Virgin Australia, they've announced that they have reviewed their staff tattoo policies, or rather they're reviewing their staff tattoo policies, because the parent company in the UK have said, look, it's 2022. We don't care if our hosties, be they male or female, have visible tats. I think the SAPOL did that a few years ago. You used to be banned from being a police officer if you had a tattoo.
Well, I think, were you banned or did you have to cover them up?
You had to cover them up.
Yeah.
But now
you can have them on display.
So if you're there in, 10C, flying on a Virgin flight to somewhere, don't be surprised soon if your hostess or host has an exposed tat. It's sort of the way of the world these days, isn't it? Yep. Like, it used to be really, really, really frowned upon. But now getting a tat is just ho-hum, almost. I think 1 in 4 Australians...
That's amazing, isn't it?
...has a tattoo.
That is amazing.
25% of us... You haven't got one, have you?
If you found out I had a tattoo, on the list of most surprising things you'd ever heard revealed, where would that rank? It'd be right up there, wouldn't it?
I'd be stunned and amazed.
No, I do not have a tattoo. You don't either.
No. Lucy doesn't have one. Sam doesn't have one.
No, we're not doing our bit for the
Our boss
for the
Craig
stats.
doesn't have one. I'm pretty sure Craig doesn't have one.
Oh, he might. I don't know.
I know Jane Riley didn't have a tat.
We have an Uggs to You voucher to give away. Tell you what, do you need Uggs or what today? Local manufacturer of superior handcrafted Australian Uggs. Visit Uggs to You, corner of Grange and Frederick Road at Seaton. Tell us if you've got a tat. what it's of and why you got it, and you can win yourself an Uggs to You voucher.
If you had to get one, what would you get?
Oh, that's a great question.
I'd get like a little Aztec hieroglyph. Like I'd get the snake's head of the plumed serpent that the Aztecs worshipped, Quetzalcoatl.
Oh, right. So you get something symbolic. I'd get
like a little stamp.
Yeah, okay. I reckon I'd get a date of something significant or something like that. Something that was nonsensical to everyone but me.
Yeah, okay. Like your wedding day or something.
I wouldn't forget it then. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, just get it tattooed on your arm.
That might be a life hack. I'll be covered in them. Birthdays.
Business activity statement days.
You've just sold me on the idea.
Tell us about your tats.
Yeah, if you've got a tattoo, call us in right now on 8223 0000 or text us on the Automasters text line 0448 08 1395 and you can win yourself an Uggs to You voucher. Let's check traffic. Joyreen Fashions is closing with all garments now half price at 491 Port Rush Road, Glenunga.
Thanks, Will. At Athelston, look out for debris on Montague Road near Merivale Road. West Beach burst water main there this morning. Tapley's Hill Road near West Beach Road. Currently got the left lane closed as you're heading towards the airport and seeing delays. Another burst water main at Paradise, Lower North East Road near Darley Road. And localised flooding this morning, including Cowandilla, so Donald Rabin Drive after Marion Road. Take care through there. Mercedes is back with complimentary delivery on select new and demonstrator models for a limited time. So make someday today. Offer ends June 30. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Roey's Sports Show.
Your club's best kick and worst. I'll start with Port. Port's worst kick in their club is Ollie Wines.
Yeah, that's surprising, isn't it?
30% of the time, he hits a target.
The worst kick of every team in this list. They're all good players.
4 p.m. weekdays.
The Crows, worst. By a fair way, Ben Keys.
Yep.
38.1%. The key to that is, if you're a good kicking team, you win football.
Roey's Sports Show on 5AA.
Have you thought about where your face mask was made? Remember, not all face masks are made the same. So when it comes to protecting yourself and your family, think PPE Tech. 100% Australian owned and made. PPE Tech manufactures P2 face masks that comfortably seal to your face and filter more than 98% of particles. Now is the time to protect all Australians and support Aussie-made products. Order online to receive up to 40% off and free delivery at ppetech.com.au. That's ppetech.com.au.
Budget car and truck rental make life easy. Whether you need to move equipment, furniture, fresh produce or people, you'll find the widest variety of vehicles at competitive prices at Budget Car and Truck Rental. With 7 convenient locations across the metro area, plus regional locations, you'll find a budget near you. So if you're moving out or in, taking a load to the tip or going on a big trip, do it with Budget Car and Truck Rental. Call 13 27 27. That's 13 27 27.
Now, if you're the type of person who likes routine, takes comfort in the familiar, I tell you what, this is a good routine to get into. I've got so many mates who make this part of their week, and I like to get in there as often as I can myself. You're likely to be the type of person that appreciates the simple, everyday pleasure of a regular trip to the Adelaide Central Market.
Well, the Adelaide Central Market is always a good idea.
That's right. The Adelaide Central Market, you know and love, is open and trading as always. Every time you go in there, you'll spot familiar faces and remember just how much you love it. It's got a safe, happy, friendly feel.
That's right, and it's always a great showcase of the best South Australian produce.
There's no higher concentration of excellent food anywhere in Australia than there is at the Adelaide Central Market. Now, it's so good to know that our market is always there. With more than 70 traders under one roof, there's something for everyone. The Adelaide Central Market, it's a routine you want to stick with, open Tuesday to Saturday and, of course, late nights on Friday.
From May 29 to June 10, 2022, there'll be road closures along Torrens Road and Churchill Road. Detours are in place. Visit ptpa.com.au/Ovingham Crossing for more. A message from the Government of South Australia.
So, why go with NRG Solar?
The solar system installed by NRG Solar has made us change our habits in relation to the use of electricity. We followed the advice to use most of the electricity, like the aircon, during the day. And so I think that's a way of forcing the prices down as well. We have solar monitoring, and I consult it most every day, and it's been very useful to see the trends.
Visit nrgsolar.com.au.
9 News has the experience to break the news. Made in Adelaide for Adelaide. 9 News.
Play with the Queen of Hearts. No
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
22 minutes after 8. Virgin Australia, Virgin UK have said the tats are okay for flight attendants to show off. And it struck us, we need to get with the times. We've never given away a prize to our tattooed and inked up listeners. So we've got a Uggs to You voucher to give away. If you've got a tat, tell us why, how, what's it of. Olwen, good morning.
Good morning.
What have you got, Olwen?
I've got 4 tattoos. The first one I didn't have done till I was 34. And it's the outline of Simba from The Lion King that the Mufiki does on the tree. So that's on my hip.
Yeah.
And then in 2014, we had a challenging year, and my husband was diagnosed with 2 lots of cancer. And when he came through the other end, I have a large pocket watch on my right thigh that has an inscription that says, "Do not squander time, for it's the stuff life is made of."
Oh, wow. That's pretty poignant.
That's profound.
That's excellent, Olwen.
Yeah, that's great, Olwen. Thank you.
Love that.
Debbie in South Plimpton, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. I don't have any yet, and I'm 50 plus, but I'm about to have 2.
Oh, really?
So my best dog, her name is Chili. I'm going to get a tiny red chili with a little paw print.
Nice.
For her. And I'm about to be left with a scar in between in the centre of my chest. Once that heals, I'm probably going to get either a butterfly or a dragonfly.
Oh, wow.
To symbolise new life.
Hey, that's excellent, Debbie.
Lovely
That's
idea.
good.
On you, Debbie.
It
Thank
seems
you.
to be a thing where a lot of people in middle age or later in life, like you'd normally associate, you get a tattoo when you're 19 and you have a silly night in Hindley Street.
I don't think that's what it is anymore.
No, I think people are actually thinking it through a lot more.
Well, they get it to mark something that's significant that's happened to them. In so many cases, lots of texts like that on the Automasters text line. Jason in Gawler, good morning.
Yeah, g'day. There you go.
Good, thanks,
Good,
Jason.
mate.
Look, thought I had to ring up because my wife is actually cabin crew for Virgin, and 2 Saturdays ago we went and got sort of matching tattoos. It's her first one. I've got a few. So she got a queen, like a Queen of Hearts, like the card Queen of Hearts on the side of your wrist.
Yeah.
And I've got the King of Spades on the other one, so when you hold the hand, you can actually see it.
Yeah, nice.
So she's my queen and I'm her king.
That's
so, yeah.
And she'll be
Jason.
free to show it to everybody when she's up in the air too, mate.
Yeah, that's right. She has to put a Band-Aid on it at the moment. It's only really small, like reasonably small, but yeah, she has to put a Band-Aid on it.
Well,
So, yeah.
Probably not for much longer, Jason. Thank you. Let's go to Broadview. Alf, good morning.
Morning, gents. Look, I've got a tat just on my right leg on the ankle, one that I can cover up with a sock. It's a Spanish flag with a bull on it. My family are Spanish. They immigrated to Australia in 1963, so just to signify my family's culture, and I had it done in Barcelona.
Wow.
So, you know, like I say, I walk in two cultures, really. I'm fluent speaking Spanish, but I was born here in Australia, so...
Geez, the detail on the Spanish flag, Alf, because it's got that shield on it, like it's red and yellow. But did they manage to do the shield?
No, I didn't ask for the shield. So I've got the flag, like as if the wind's hitting it. It's like waving, but then there's a ball in the middle of it.
Yeah, right.
It's actually turned out really, really well.
That sounds cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
Absolutely. Good on you,
Muy
Al.
bien. Muchas gracias.
Let's go to Walkerville.
Any excuse will do. There's a Blakey sketch waiting to be done there.
Lauren, good morning.
Hi there. I'm ringing up about my husband. So his father was recently in hospital unwell, and he wanted to do something to make him laugh. So he went and got a tattoo of the word Javed on his chest after the Pakistani cricketer Javed Meandad. So Meandad.
Hey, that is sensational.
Javed. That wasn't my reaction.
You didn't see the funny side, Lauren.
Oh, it took a little while.
That's a commitment to a bit, isn't it? My word, that is remarkable. Excellent work.
That is great.
Let's take one more. David's on the line. Morning, David.
Yeah, g'day, mate. How are you?
Good, mate.
I've got one. My wife and my 3 daughters have got tattoos on our wrists. Mine says father of 3. My wife says mother of 3. And then it's sister 1 of 1, sister 1 of 2, and sister 1 of 3. So we've all got them.
You almost labelled yourselves to avoid any confusion. That's excellent, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
Good stuff, David. All right, let's give away the Oaks to You voucher.
Oh, look, I reckon...
they're all great stories.
I think Lauren in Walkerville.
Yeah, Lauren, that was
great. They're all terrific,
that's
though.
Commitment.
A lot of them quite moving
Yeah.
as well. And in fact, thanks to everybody who's texted through, a lot of them telling sad stories about losing siblings and parents and pets. A way to memorialise your loved ones.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been in touch with SA Water this morning, trying to chase up some more information on the burst water main, Tapleys Hill Road. This is what we've been told. Traffic management is in place, Tapleys Hill Road and West Beach. Crews are attending to a water main leak. The incident was reported at about 4:50 this morning. A technician was on site within 45 minutes. One lane is open for traffic heading northeast West Beach Road, with all lanes unaffected heading south. SA Water asking commuters to please take care while driving through the area, and they'll provide updates on social media throughout the day. We'll provide updates too. Of course, ours, though, come powered by you. 8223 or text us on the Automasters text line 0448 08 1395, whether it's a traffic hold-up, lights out, water on the road, burst water main, whatever it might well be. You're the best source of information out there. So let us know, and we'll make sure people can factor into their movements this morning. 5AA News coming up.
If you want to feel great about the milk you pour in your tea and coffee, over your cereal, or in your smoothie, make sure it's from the FIVEaa Milk Company. Because it's a great feeling buying from people who love SA as much as you do. 3 words make all the difference. FIVEaa Milk Company. South Australian and proud of it. Phew, feel like a cuppa now.
FIVEaa Milk Company, celebrating 15 years of SA business. FluorioMilkco.com.au.
You have just 4 days until the absolute final deadline in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery. This could be your time to win a $4 million grand prize in one of Adelaide's premium beachside suburbs. You could have no mortgage and no worries. What are you waiting for? Make Henley Beach your new local and purchase a ticket today. Just 4 days remain. Join the fight at homelottery.com.au. Licence M141166.
Now, well, this is hard to believe, particularly after our visit there the other day to see Coxie and the gang. I'm always blown away by how good, how excellent, absolutely tip-top all their workmanship is there. But unbelievably, Bi-Urban bathrooms and kitchens, they're not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah, it's a great showroom, but you're right, and I have noticed this too. There are certain sorts of people that go, they're not for me. The kind of people that aren't fussed by sticky drawers. People that aren't driven mad by looking at something that doesn't line up. You know, that way, you know, ever walked into a kitchen, you go, oh, well, it doesn't matter that it doesn't look great. If you don't appreciate millimetre perfect craftsmanship and service of the highest standard, then maybe, just maybe, Bi-Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens is not for you.
The last place you would want to go is to their excellent showroom there on Glen Osmond Road. You walk in and you go, I'm not buying any of this stuff. It all looks just too damn good. But look, if those things are important to you and you want to live in a kitchen, well, you don't want to live in the kitchen, although I sort of do it at home. If you want to live with a kitchen and a bathroom you'll adore for many years to come, then you should speak with David Cox and his incredible team at Bi-Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens.
If you did want to live in your kitchen, I'd get Bi-Urban to do it.
Yeah. I'm moving into the kitchen.
They go, all right, sweet.
Forever.
Remember, it's not just about the amazing result either. It's how you get there that really sets Bi-Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens apart from everyone else. Biurban.com.au, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head online to 5AA Facebook or search 5AA on YouTube. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Showers and 14 today with the 8:30 news. I'm Mel Usher.
Don't miss the $4 million grand prize at Henley Beach. Only days remain. Homelottery.com.au.
Well, the clean-up is continuing after our wild weather over the weekend. Adelaide lashed by strong winds and heavy rain. The Bureau's Simon Timke says there'll be more rain, but the falls won't be as heavy.
The Adelaide area largely clear of showers at the moment, but further showers approaching from the southwest. So not a dry day by any stretch of the imagination today, but certainly not as wet as we had over the weekend.
There's been a unit fire at Plimpton Park. The MFS were called to Hawker Avenue just before 3:30 this morning. The fire was contained to one unit, however it was completely destroyed. No one was home at the time. Fire cause investigators will attend the scene this morning. Former Attorney General Vicky Chapman is going back to practising law after quitting politics. The 64-year-old left Parliament last month, paving the way for a by-election in her seat of Bragg in July. The Libs have pre-selected another lawyer, Jack Batty, to run despite pressure to pick a woman. But Liberal leader David Speirs says it's up to the local branch to choose a candidate.
We need more women because that's reflective of society. It's interfering in the branch. If I said to a Liberal Party branch, pick a woman, that's a fast-track way to get a man picked. So the majority of women probably voted for a man last night in the party. And, you know, you don't want to be pre-selecting women for the sake of it.
London has wrapped up 4 days of celebrations marking Queen Elizabeth's 70 years on the throne. The finale was the Jubilee pageant, where more than 10,000 performers were through the streets of London. Her Majesty made a surprise appearance on the balcony at Buckingham Palace with Camilla, Charles and the Cambridges. Meantime, it's been revealed the Queen's segment with Paddington Bear, which aired before the concert, was recorded at Windsor Castle. Solidifying Australia's standing in the Indo-Pacific is top of Anthony Albanese's agenda during his first prime ministerial visit to Indonesia. Lucy Gray has more.
The PM is preparing to make his way to Bogor Presidential Palace in Jakarta, where he'll attend an annual Leaders Summit with President Joko Widodo. Anthony Albanese received a red carpet welcome after touching down in the Indonesian capital last night, alongside his foreign, trade and industry ministers. He says security, the economy and climate are on the agenda.
I look forward to the discussions with President Widodo.
Mr Albanese will also attend a state lunch before leading a high-level trade and economic dinner with heavyweights of Australian business.
The opposition leader is selling the skills of the coalition's new shadow cabinet. 18 Liberals and 6 Nationals have been selected to join the front bench team. Among the biggest promotions is Kevin Hogan to the trade and tourism portfolio. Peter Dutton says they'll offer up a great alternative.
I think there will be a lot of people with buyer's remorse by the end of this 3-year period. There's a lot ahead that we'll have to deal with, and the team that we announced has a great capability and the great capacity to take the fight up to Labor to propose good policy.
Elvis hit the red carpet down under over the weekend. Austin Butler, who plays the King in the new Baz Luhrmann movie called Elvis, attended the Australian premiere on the Gold Coast on Saturday and made an appearance in Sydney last night. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
New Mitsubishi Triton with 10-year warranty, 10-year capped price servicing at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth.
It's over to Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. And some breaking news. Australia's Minjee Lee is the toast of the golfing world after claiming the US Open in North Carolina by 4 shots. Starting the day with a 3-shot lead, the 26-year-old was solid all day, firing a final even par round to finish the tournament at 13 under. She's only the 3rd Aussie to win the event and first since Kari Webb in 2001.
She just ran away from everybody. Minjee Lee wins the US Women's Open at Pine Needles.
Yeah, brilliant performance. That audio there, thanks to Fox. Well, Rafael Nadal has won an incredible 14th French Open tennis crown, defeating Casper Ruud 6-3, 6-3, 6-love. The 36-year-old Spaniard revealing the extent of treatment he received on a foot issue during the tournament.
I have been playing with an injections on the nerves to sleep the foot, and that's why I was able to play during this 2 weeks, because I have no feelings on my foot.
Adelaide's players will enjoy a few days off following their 31-point win against West Coast on Saturday. The Crows have the bye this coming weekend and are now outside the bottom 4 after recording their 4th win of the season. There were 2 games yesterday to wrap up the round, with Fremantle 14-point winners against Brisbane, while Collingwood got over Hawthorn by 4 points. And in some soccer to finish, Wales has qualified for the Soccer World Cup after defeating the Ukraine 1-0. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Help SAMRI's life-saving research. Join the Bright Walk July 23rd. Register at samribright.org.au.
At Athelston, look out for debris on Montague Road near Merivale Road. West Beach burst water main there today. Tapley's Hill Road near West Beach Road. Currently got the left lane closed as you're heading towards the airport and seeing delays. Another burst water main. This one's at Paradise Lower North East Road near Darley Road, with localised flooding in a few spots, including Cowandilla, so Donald Brabham Drive after Marion Road, and also Paradise Darley Road near Gamow Road. Keep an eye out for a camera, 6th Avenue at St Peters. Make a real difference to those impacted by cancer. Make your tax-deductible donation to Cancer Council SA before June 30. Donate at cancersa.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Hitachi Air Conditioners. Be comfortable all year round. Visit hitachiaircon.com.au.
Showers and 14 today, showers easing tomorrow 15, then a shower or two Wednesday 14. Right now it's 12 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
Get in here. It's Sheeds. We don't have the time to mess around. We can't afford any more downtime, and we need a result. It's about trust, and for hydraulic hose repairs, Ryco 24/7 are the ones. They'll get to you wherever you are. Their vans are on the road with fully qualified repairers, and they are supported by that other great South Australian team, BL Shipway, who I've known for over 30 years. Call Ryco 24/7 on 133247 or visit ryco247.com.au.
Nick Chigwidden from Physio Extra talks about how One Solution streamlined their business.
At Physio Extra, we needed to upgrade our IT and communication systems, which is critical to us having a successful business. We spoke to the guys at One Solution, and they provided us with a fantastic strategy on how we could bring our phone and our IT under the one roof. The ongoing service and support they've provided us is also excellent. I certainly recommend One Solution for any business.
Visit onesolution.net.au, winner of the National Telstra Customer Experience Award.
Introducing the Wheels Car of the Year, the fully electric Kia EV6. Leading the charge with over 500 kilometres of driving range, newfound levels of technology, performance, build quality, refinement and luxury. The judges were unanimous. The Kia EV6, Wheels Car of the Year. To find out more, visit kia.com.au.
Kia, movement that inspires.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
21 minutes to 9, Behind Closed Doors is coming up very shortly. The host of Channel 7 Sunrise program, David Koch, on the eve of what might be, in fact, what will be, another interest rate hike tomorrow. The question is how much? And I guess the next question is for how long is this going to go on? And no one can necessarily exactly answer those sorts of things, but Koshy's as good as anyone with his economic analysis. So we'll put it to him before 9 o'clock today. Right now, though, we're going to have some fun. We love talking food, cooking, and MasterChef. Next week, got this really exciting news whereby Andy Allen, one of the judges from MasterChef Fans and Favourites, is coming to Adelaide. So we're going to take him out for dinner with 10 listeners. 10 listeners. It'll be an intimate VIP event. Andy himself is going to be there. It'll be at Melt Henley Beach, which is great. All thanks to MasterChef Fans and Favourites, 7:30 Sunday to Thursday on 10 and 10 Play on Demand. So the way we're going to do this is play a mini version of a game where David will give away some ingredients and you need to guess what the dish is.
Now, be quick, folks. Be quick with the old telephone dial here. Have your fingers at the ready, because you're going to be 10 metres out dead in front with no man on the mark. This is super simple. It's 3 ingredients, and it's one of those 3 ingredients. There's only one thing it can be.
Okay, and it's the first caller through. The first caller through gets the tickets.
Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay.
8223 0055 is the number. So when you hear all 3, you can get calling.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Pine nuts, basil, parmesan cheese.
Pine nuts, basil, parmesan cheese.
Go for it.
8223 0055. Get calling now. We'll play this every single day this week. The first person who gets it right each and every day gets a couple of tickets to come along to our big dinner at Melt Henley with Andy Allen, which is going to be great.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
We did this previously, and it was a really fun night.
Yeah.
And if you're really into your food, I mean, he doesn't enjoy eating food. For a
You
start.
even know what that is, don't you?
No, I have actually no idea.
Cheese sandwich.
Yeah, I heard you say basil, and I thought faulty towels was the answer.
Basil.
Adrian, good morning. Do you know what the dish is?
Yeah, I reckon it's pesto.
Of course it's pesto. What else could it be? Well done, Adrian.
Congratulations to you, Adrian. Are you a cook? You much of a chef at home?
Look, I think I am, but other people tell me I'm not.
Okay, what's your specialty dish? What's your best thing?
Look, I like curries. Curries
Oh, yeah.
and slow cooked meat casseroles, that sort of thing.
Oh, magnificent.
It's curry weather at the moment.
Yes, it is. Definitely. Stew weather.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate.
Oh, I love the slow cooker. That's my speed of cooking. All in.
Super handy.
Come back hours later and it's ready to go.
The old crock pot, as they were known in the 70s.
I love that thing. I could cook every dish with it.
They're the frazzled housewife / house husband's friend as well.
Oh,
Because you can chuck everything in first thing in the morning and you come home and it's ready. Just sitting there.
Yeah, ready to go.
Bit of beef bourguignon.
It's the right time of year for it,
pronunciation, isn't it, Luce?
I think that's right, isn't it? Not sure.
Yeah, Luce is grimacing.
She often does that. It has nothing to do with pronunciation. It's just how the show's going. All thanks to MasterChef Fans and Favourites, 7:30 Sunday to Thursday on 10 and 10 Play on Demand. We'll have another recipe for you tomorrow and another chance to come along to that excellent dinner at Melt at Henley. Now,
what about Josh in St Peters? Josh, mate, we might have finally established whose fault it was, the 2017 Grand Final. How's this for tempting fate? Talking about tats, talking about the fact that Virgin are going to let their airline crews have exposed tattoos on the plane, asking people, what tats do you have and why did you get them? Josh says, hey boys, I got the Crows Premiership 2017 tat on the Friday night before the Grand Final.
Oh, no. That's
Talk about jumping the gun. I thought playing Can You Feel It was bad enough.
That is two things, I think. That has to be a inebriated dare, surely.
Yes.
And secondly, that's kind of how we're all feeling.
Yeah, well,
I actually don't think a lot of Crows fans would have said don't do it on the eve of that Grand Final because it was only Richmond.
Yeah, the consensus was of all the sides you could want to play in the Grand Final, we've got the ones who can't win anything. Except the Grand Final.
Tough life lesson. It's a generation of Crows fans who'll never believe in anything again after that day.
I don't believe in anything anymore.
No,
I've become a nihilist.
And yeah, it must be exhausting.
Hey, Josh, for your troubles, imagine Josh, he must have port friends. Because everyone accidentally ends up with a few port friends. I've got several port friends. But he must cop so much stick. Hopefully it's not visible, Josh. Hopefully it's in a part of your anatomy where no one can sort of see it.
Not in your forehead.
You're in a Salvadoran gang. I got Crows Premiers 2017 on one cheek and a giant claw on the other one.
Yeah, you got a FIVEaa breakfast mug coming your way.
It's the least we can do,
Josh. Yeah, that's right. You deserve another keepsake to celebrate your last one. All right, let's check traffic. David Kosh, the host of Channel 7 Sunrise program, coming up in a moment. Doreen Fashions is closing with all garments now half price at 491 Port Rush Road, Glenunga.
There's plenty of air conditioners to choose from.
At Athelston, look out for debris on Montague Road near Merivale Road. West Beach burst water main there. Tapley's Hill Road near West Beach Road. Currently got the left lane closed as you're heading towards the airport and seeing delays. Paradise burst water main there as well. Lower North East Road near Darley Road. And look out for localised flooding. Got some at Calendillis, Donald Bradman Drive after Marion Road and Christie Downs, Dyson Road near Flaxmill Road. With a camera, Lyons Road, Holden Hill. Fill up with Ampol Amplify Premium Fuels, engineered specifically for tough Australian conditions. With regular use, they clean and protect your engine for better performance. Ampol, Australia's own. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
There's plenty of air conditioners to choose from. But have you seen the latest P-Series split system from Hitachi? It's full of innovative features like presence sensor, auto filter cleaning, built-in Wi-Fi, and scene camera technology, which identifies people and their activity level and adjusts the temperature and airflow to keep everyone comfortable. It even comes with a 6-year warranty. So what are you waiting for? Visit HitachiAircon.com.au now to find your local specialist installer.
For over 38 years, Steinborner Automotive has always been well worth a trip. And right now, Steinborners are the place to go for top dollar on your trade-in. They will do any trade, and this month they're offering a further $1,500 bonus on all trade-ins. So go out to one of Steinborner's 8 locations for Hyundai, Mitsubishi, Ford and SA's best range of used cars. View all their used vehicles at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth a trip.
Hello, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, we have specialised in commercial and residential property management. But above all, we specialise in people, helping to make life easy for property investors and the tenants of their properties. Everyone is treated with integrity and respect. That's the Lynn Andrews way. For commercial and residential property management, we are here to help. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
9 News has the experience to break the news. Made in Adelaide for Adelaide. 9 News. David Penberthy. and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
12 minutes to 9, behind closed doors coming up in a moment. But first, the host of Channel 7 Sunrise program, David Kosh, joins us. Morning to you, Koshy.
Morning, team. Happy Monday.
Yeah, you too, Koshy. Now, mate, can you explain something to me? It feels to me, we were saying before, like for people who have been running businesses for the last 2 years, particularly if you think about like tourism businesses, desperate to get any sort of revenue because of COVID. Now we've got the Reserve Bank basically trying to sort of clobber us all into submission and stop spending money.
Yeah. That's to try and take on inflation. See, interest rates were so low because the economy was under so much threat because of COVID and closed borders and things like that. So cutting interest rates means, you know, you get more money in your pocket because you pay less in terms of repayments. But that can't last forever. And if it did, we'd be sort of heading into a depression or a huge recession. So they've got to normalise interest rates, and that's because the economy's going so well. You know, we had economic growth figures out last week. Yes, admittedly, it was for the quarter end of March, which, you know, is a long time in the rear vision mirror, but, you know, it was well above what everyone expected. Last week, we chalked up our 52nd straight month of trade surpluses. We've never been exporting more. So the Reserve Bank has got to put up rates to try and fight inflation, because that's the big thing coming back, because we've had so much money that we're out spending again, and that's pushing up prices along with global sort of supply chain shortages and the impact of the Russia-Ukraine war, which is putting up, you know, wheat prices and gas prices and oil prices.
So if it goes up, let's say there's a lot of the expectation is 25 basis points, Koshy, so we get sort of 0.5%.
0.25%.
Is there any reasonable way that you can predict what the ceiling of this is going to be? Because obviously there's going to be more after this one.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I think we'll get consecutive monthly ones for about the next probably 3 or 4 months. Some economists, it will get up to about just over 0.5% on the official interest rates after the next increase. They reckon it will be around 1.25% by the end of this year. So there's a few more hikes after that, and maybe around 2.5% by the end of next year. So depending on whether we can keep inflation down. The reason why inflation wrecks everything is that the prices go up so quickly, and it really puts a burden on average households how to come up with the cash until wages catch up. And we're starting to see that, particularly in private business at the moment. The latest wages figures show 5% increase in wages. But the problem is, if you're on an EBA or an award, it takes, you know, sometimes a year for that to flow through. So we've got a real disparity in wage increases at the moment.
Now, Koshy, I like the line you often use to talk about the emotional roller coaster that is football, namely that the highs are too high and the lows are too low. So to that end, you probably put this weekend down as a bit of a mental health break.
Absolutely. My social media has been pretty quiet, which is great. So I haven't been harangued by supporters, but yeah, it's, I went and saw Moulin Rouge, the stage show, and Elvis, the movie. So it was a good break for everyone involved. But yeah, it's, you know, you reset for the second half of the season, and I think our first 4 games are going to really set us up for the second half. Well, we got Richmond at the G on Thursday night, and then the Swans at home. I thought Buddy should have got 2 weeks.
He shouldn't have got any weeks fit in Trent Cotchin.
If you check the draw, you'll understand why I wanted him to get 2. But it'll be good to play him at Adelaide Oval. Then the Gold Coast in a bit of form. So, yeah, some great matches coming up.
Good stuff, mate. We'll catch up with you next week. David Kosh from Sunrise on Channel 7.
All right, it's time to go behind closed doors. Thanks to Aussie Fast Transport Solutions, interstate freight distribution, warehousing and local Adelaide couriers. Call Aussie Fast 13 13 64.
And when we get behind closed
1395 Adelaide's 5AA with Mike Keelan and Angie McBride.
Yes, here we are. 82230000 is the number to ring. I say that so that we can take hardly any calls. Good morning, Michael Keelan.
Right. Morning, Angie.
This morning we have a lot of great prizes to give away, Michael, including tickets to go along to 5AA's Best of SA event on Friday, the 17th of June at the Adelaide Oval. You can have dinner with us. I'll be there, and Michael Keelan.
Yep, I'll be there.
And Lizzie and Lucy and Blakey.
Is Blakey coming?
Yes. The Salvation Army's Red Shield appeal is on at the moment, Mark. Ooh.
Yep, that's right.
And I'd say with all this weather we've been having, the salvos would be really inundated, wouldn't they?
Would they?
Pretty sure they would. They'd be inundated with people looking for help.
Right. It's a pity the salvos don't help people with the pronunciation of words, isn't it?
It is, Michael. And speaking of Lucy Loken, here she is from the newsroom. Morning, Lucy. Morning, everybody. You've been keeping an eye on what's happening with the Queen and her Platinum Jubilee celebrations. I have, and thousands of people have turned out to catch a glimpse of the royal family. Her Majesty the Queen has actually not been able to attend a couple of events. One of them, the Espen Derby.
Right, the Espen Derby.
That's right.
Another job for the salvos.
And Meghan and Harry got a big cheer, but Boris Johnson got a big boo.
Oh, yes, be hard though, wouldn't it, being the Prime Minister of England?
It would, Markle. Even harder if you were also the Prime Minister of England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Oh, well, that'd be even harder.
Wonder if the salvos help with geography as well, Markle.
What?
And after 9 o'clock, the Saturday Sports Show with KG and Cornsey, and KG is here. Hi, KG.
Hello, Angie. Hello, Michael. How are you both? Hello, Lucy.
Hello, Ken.
How are you all? Very well, Ken. What's happening with Tex Walker? Is he going to another club? No. Tex Walker is not going anywhere. Whoever came up with that is talking a whole lot of cogwash. Cogwash? That is right. Right. Gosh, the salvos have got their work cut out for them this morning, haven't they? Sorry? Hey, Ken, you must go and see Top Gun Maverick. You would absolutely love it. Well, I do want to see it, Michael. It's coming out on May 25th, and I cannot wait.
I don't think the salvos offer help with reading calendars.
Sorry?
That was a real full ensemble cast there.
Really was.
The man of 1,000 voices.
That was good. I like that.
John Blake.
The whole team was together there.
I tell you what, if you could hear angry grimacing, can you do an angry grimace? Yeah, you can. You can. That was Lucy in the background going, I don't sound like that. Whenever anyone is done by Blakey, they immediately go, I don't sound like that.
Oh, I thought it was all right.
Now you're making her angry again.
Oh, no, the problem is Lucy's doing the thing that you should never do. She's critiquing her own radio performance as imagined by John Blake, as though it is a one-for-one facsimile, where it is a caricature, Luce. It's all right.
See, the thing I struggle with Blakey is it often feels like a one-for-one facsimile. When he does me crapping on about some recipe, I go, yeah, I do sound like that, just talking total garbage.
All right, let's do Fuel Watch, thanks to the free MyRAA app that you can download right now for free, and you can see the cheapest fuel in an instant. Petrol's up around Adelaide, a lot of outlets charging, my God, $2.24.9. That's $2.40, over $2.45 with the excise back on.
That's crazy, isn't it?
You can still get it cheaper, though. The ex-convenience Port Road High Marsh, $1.83.5. Gee, that's suddenly, 40 cents a litre cheaper? The Liberty, Meringi Avenue, Camden Park, $1.87.5. The Ampole, North East Road, Gillis Plains, $1.85.9. The cheapest diesel, United Grand Junction Road, Rosewater, $1.95.9. Graham Goodings is coming up after 9 o'clock today for what will be his last program, filling in for Leon Biner, who is back tomorrow on the program.
You're too modest to say it, mate, but your father has done an excellent job.
I was about to say it, actually. You overrate me. I think he's been great, and
He has
it's a
been.
real buzz being able to come in and see Dad in the next studio.
It's excellent.
It's really, it's nice.
Family affair.
Yeah, it is. It is really nice. We talk about radio all the time, and to spend a period of months at the same workplace doing shows back to back.
I saw on the
It's
5AA.
really lovely.
Did you see all the comments on the Facebook site over the weekend? Thanks to the many listeners who also follow our station on Facebook. Overwhelmingly, people were saying what a great job Graham has done, and also though. Huge excitement about the fact that Leon's returning. Obviously, he's had a bit of a time of it health-wise, but he's well and truly up and about and ready to fire on all cylinders.
All right, let's get a headline.
Cassius Clay, Rafael Nadal confirms he is the greatest.
Now,
I'm pretty.
We get a few texts from time to time, and Blakey's requested it. So I'm going to bow to public pressure, and on the final time of Dad falling on after 9 o'clock, I'm going to say it. Stay listening. Dad's coming up next.
So you've got a will. That's good. But do you know where it is, or when it was updated last? Have your circumstances changed? An old or poor